Back on Earth, it was the day of Bulma's birthday party. Every one of the Z Fighters and their friends were there. Mr. Satan, Ox King, and even their new allies from the Demon Realm. Bulma had sent an invite to Majin Ku, the new Demon King, but unfortunately he wasn't able to attend. He and his council had their hands full trying to stabilize the realm after the many disastrous, selfish actions of their former kings. Goma and Deborah did many terrible things to the people, from the magic collars to the exorbitant taxes that stole years from their lifespans. It would take a lot of time and goodwill to restore the demons' faith in the crown. Instead, Ku sent out Pansy, Glorio, Hybus, and Neva in his place with many prestigious gifts, such as heaps of Magite, Beauty-Bugs, and Demon Realm exclusive snacks. Pansy was eager to see everything Earth had to offer, trying to eat every Earthling dish she smelled, and calling out to every bird and fish she saw. These seas were certainly safer than the ones back home. Glorio hangs back. He wasn't a huge fan of crowds. Piccolo certainly felt the same, and the pair did their best to stay out of the way of everyone. At least they kept each other company? Hybus was busy trying to stop Majin Buu from eating his favorite hat. Then there was Neva, who was as elusive as ever, appearing before Dende and nearly scaring the daylights out of him. The fledgling god asked Neva about how the second demon realm was going. Several years ago, Dende had promised the old elder that he would send out a message throughout the universe to invite any far-off Namekian to return to their ancestral home. True to his word, Dende did indeed send out the call. Slowly, various nomadic Namekians across Universe 7 had been answering the request. Neva informs Dende of this, reassuring him that Namekians are indeed coming back to their roots. They will need to build new homes and crops, but with the help of Tamagami 2 and the Gendamari, it should work out just fine. However, as the party was ramping up, a pillar of light pierced the sky and landed on the ship. Beerus and Whis arrive, shocking Vegeta to his core. After he is confronted by the divine beings, they question Vegeta on the existence of the Super Saiyan God. He has no clue what that is, as Beerus asks a follow-up question. Can he transform into that tailed form the one called Goku could do? Vegeta is nervous, shaking his head. Oh, what a shame. That form was a bit entertaining. I guess this planet has nothing left to offer me.
Wait, Lord Beerus! Have you ever tried this, banana split ice cream?
Beerus tries the dessert and absolutely loves it. For the rest of the day, Vegeta tries everything in his power to entertain Beerus and keep him happy. Making him food, answering his requests, bingo dancing. Vegeta swallows his pride at every turn to keep everyone safe. Unfortunately, in the end, his efforts were futile. Beerus would get upset, and it would be Hybus's fault. At first, it seemed Majin Buu would be the one to anger Beerus, as he seemingly ate all the remaining pudding at the party. However, Glorio had overheard Beerus and Vegeta's earlier conversation. He had taken the pudding, just in case, and, understanding the seriousness of the situation, handed it over to the god with no hesitation. Beerus was delighted and digs in. But, as he's eating, Hybus asked the deity if he was from the Demon Realm. Beerus declines. He hadn't even been there in several millennia, at least. Hybus looks at him with his typical deadpan expression, patting Beerus' shoulders and pitying him for looking so ugly. Surely, someone will one day look past his dreadful face. Silence fills the deck as Vegeta stands still, his mouth agape in horror. In just a single moment, Beerus' anger exploded. Hanzi chastises Hybis, calling him a colossal idiot, as they run for cover with the rest of the non-combatants. At the same time, all the Z fighters join forces to rush down Beerus with little success. Beerus dodges every single lightning bolt fired by Glorio. He deflects every one of Piccolo's beam attacks and defeats Vegeta with a single punch. The tension escalates when Bulma approaches Beerus to slap the god, who counters with his own strike, infuriating the prince. He shouts out towards the sky, electricity bouncing off his skin as Vegeta's hair begins to grow out wildly. A typhoon begins to develop in the nearby waters as thunderclaps boom in the distance. Beerus is momentarily intrigued as Vegeta, in his anger, transforms into a Super Saiyan 3. He wildly charges at Beerus and actually manages to land several devastating blows before firing a Gallic gun. Unfortunately, Beerus simply tanks the blast, applauding Vegeta for the gallant attack. He raises his power slightly and flicks Vegeta's forehead, immediately blasting the Saiyan straight down towards the ship and leaving a small crater, rocking the entire vessel. Vegeta drops out of Super Saiyan 3 as the weather returns back to normal. As the rest of the remaining Z fighters attempt to hold back Beerus, Vegeta struggles to get back up. Neva slowly approaches Vegeta, asking if he needs any help. The prince scoffs, claiming that he doesn't need any to get back on his feet, but Neva shakes his head. He didn't mean to heal him or pick him back up. He wanted to give him a little boost to unlock the dormant power laying within him. At first, Vegeta shouts vehemently that he would want no such thing. He wouldn't accept any handouts like Kakarot did back in the Demon Realm. He would uncover his hidden power on his own terms. Neva keeps smiling, questioning Vegeta if he believes that his friends can afford to continue waiting for him to unlock his power. Vegeta looks around, witnessing all the devastation caused by the God of Destruction. He sees Gohan laying on the floor, unable to move from the pain. He sees little Trunks doing everything he could to blow back the fiend. Then, he sees Bulma, unconscious, as she is held up by her father. Vegeta bites his lip, shaking his fists uncontrollably, his anger rising until...
Fine, I'll do it! Give me your stupid ritual!
Alrighty, brace yourself. You're about to go on a trip. Vegeta's eyes widen as a strange light envelops his body. He feels his body wash away in a strange wave of energy that pierces him to his core. The image of an Ozaru invades his mind as the serene wave of energy bursts into flame. Fur covers his entire body. A crimson fire erupts from his soul as the long-lost feeling of a tail is felt for the first time in decades. The burning light swallows the entire ship as Beerus is left speechless.
Oh, deja vu. Are you perhaps the Super Saiyan God? Or is this that... what was it again? Ah, yes. Super Saiyan 4. I'm not taking Kakarot's turn. This is my own power. I'll call it Ultra Vegeta 2. But that just looks like Super Saiyan 4. Ah!
Vegeta charges straight towards Beerus, punching the god straight in the gut and firing a ki blast that launches him towards the sky. Beerus is left completely winded as the rage festering within the prince pushes him even further. Vegeta shoots further towards the sky, chasing Beerus as he extends his foot, landing the strike into his gut once more. The Saiyan finishes the combo by rising up and launching a double axle hand strike into Beerus's back, sending him flying deep down into the ocean below. leaving a massive hole in its wake. Everyone on the ship puts on life vests as the sea becomes increasingly more turbulent. However, Vegeta's combo did not defeat the God of Destruction. Beerus wipes his mouth and smiles, commending Vegeta for performing a far better feat than that other Saiyan. But, unfortunately, he was still no god. Beerus unleashes his ki as Vegeta gulps. The battle resumes in full force as Vegeta struggles desperately to keep up with the god. He had a much better grasp on his primal power than Goku did, as well as a better utilization of his tail. Multiple times, Vegeta was able to use his tail to parry some of Beerus' punches, or to catch him with a feint attack by throwing a punch, but secretly connecting a blow elsewhere with the tail. He was using his Saiyan biology extremely well, and expanding on it with his own extensive martial arts techniques. However, his stamina was still limited, and Beerus was far from getting serious. Vegeta tries one final gambit as he charges a massive final flash. He fires it at Beerus, but in a move no one could have seen coming, Beerus uses a small fraction of his destroyer energy to completely eradicate the blast. In a flash, he appears before Vegeta and grabs him by the neck, slamming him deep into the ocean floor. He throws him back up and fires a single beam of ki from his finger, blasting Vegeta with such force it sends him flying straight towards Bulma's ship. Bulma, who was healed and awoken by Dende, rushes over to Vegeta, begging him to wake up. Beerus hovers down from above, scratching his ears before yawning. Well, that was a fantastic sparring match. Today has been nothing but surprises for me, yet I'm still not satisfied. That furry form of yours is rather fascinating, but it's not quite what I'm looking for. It is not the Super Saiyan God I'm seeking. Since no one here knows anything about them, then I have no other choice than to simply destroy this entire planet. Sorry. No, it can't end like this. Wait, hold on, Lord Beerus. A sound of teleportation is heard as Goku finally arrives on the scene. The Z fighters gasp in amazement as Beerus simply scoffs. What exactly did he have in mind? He's already seen his Super Saiyan 4. If he didn't bring the Super Saiyan God here immediately, then the Earth was doomed. Goku panics slightly as he brings up an interesting proposition. Why don't they use the Dragon Balls to bring that God guy over here? Beerus thinks about it, eventually agreeing that a wish-granting dragon should be capable of such a feat. He allows them to do it, but only if they do it quickly. The Dragon Balls are hastily gathered as Shenron is summoned. The dragon is scared, so when asked to bring forth the Super Saiyan God, he shakes his head and explains why he cannot grant their wish. There is no Super Saiyan God, not yet. It needed to be created from the bond of 5 pure-hearted Saiyans, pouring their energy into another. The heroes wonder who would become the Super Saiyan God. At first, everyone believed it should be Vegeta, since he fought Beerus so well. However, he zealously refuses. In his eyes, he already received one handout today. He wasn't about to cast aside his pride again. Goku understands completely, but he nonetheless steps up. Even if he doesn't enjoy receiving a power he didn't work for, that didn't matter when the fate of his home was at stake. The ritual is performed, but it fails. No one understands why, until Gloria points out that they were missing one Saiyan. Everyone starts to panic, until Neva asked that one girl in red to join the ritual. Videl is surprised, as is everyone else. This doesn't make any sense, she was just a normal human. But Neva shakes his head, pointing towards her stomach. He wasn't talking about her, but more specifically, her child. All the Z Fighters are utterly stupefied, shouting out in surprise as Videl asks how in the world he knew. Neva smiles and winks. It was just a matter of reading her ki. If they practice enough, they can all sense even the smallest changes in ki. Videl joins hands with her husband as the ritual is performed once again. This time, it works. A bright light envelops Goku as he feels a strange sense of nostalgia. It almost felt like he's been through this before. It was similar to that time in the Demon Realm when Neva awakened Super Saiyan 4. It didn't feel like Goku was being given a new, foreign power. Just like before, it felt like something was being unleashed from within him. Something that was always a part of himself. He just needed his friends to show him the way. Goku gives a soft smile as he opens his eyes. A deep shade of red shines through them and his aura. Beerus and Whis finally sense it. The divinity exuding from him was unmistakable. This was indeed the Super Saiyan God. Although, Beerus still felt that something was off.
Hey Saiyan, where's your tail?
Huh? Oh! Well, I used to have a tail a long time ago, but it got pulled out and it never grew back. It does sort of come back when I use Super Saiyan 4 though. Why do you ask, Lord Beerus?
Oh, no reason in particular. I suppose my vision wasn't entirely accurate after all. So be it. Are you ready to face me again, Saiyan?
I sure am! I'm itching for a rematch! But, just to remind you, Lord Beerus, I do have a name. It's Goku. But I have another one too. My Saiyan name. Kakarot.
Alright then, Goku. No, Kakarot. From one god to another, I challenge you. Brace yourself.
The rematch of the century begins in an explosive exposition as the colliding auras of the two gods threaten to tear the planet apart. Goku needs to quickly figure out how to adjust his vast new power while continuing to battle against his opponent. Beerus nudges him forward with some subtle advice, eager to see Goku grow even more. They collide fists with such force, the ripples of the clash expand across the entire universe. It even manages to be felt from the far-away Demon Realm, with Majin Ku looking up from his throne, wondering if earthquakes have ever happened in his domain before. The Z Fighters look on from the battle with total awe, even if it is extremely difficult for them to perceive the fight. Glorio balls up his fist, looking down as he thinks to himself if he will ever be able to catch up to Goku. It felt like such a far-off goal before, but now, it's practically impossible. What chance did he have now for a proper rematch? Piccolo notices this and stays quiet for now as he looks on towards the skies. The divine duel stretches across the planet as the speed and intensity of the battle reaches further heights. The fight was so intense, Goku didn't even notice that his godly form had faded away. Beerus had to point this out to his foe, wondering if the battle was over. But Goku roars, bursting into Super Saiyan, as he declares that he will not allow any harm to come to his world. Goku roundhouse kicks Beerus, tackling the cat out of the skies and launching him towards a far-off forest. The god of destruction erupts, launching multiple ki blasts as Goku ascends to Super Saiyan 2. He uses instant transmission to appear behind Beerus and deliver a mighty elbow strike, sending him towards a deep undersea cavern. Beerus attempts to reach for Goku's neck once more until his vision is covered by Goku's massive hair. With Super Saiyan 3, he manages to evade the grab and launch a point-blank Kamehameha that blasts Beerus straight into space. Above the heavens, Beerus shakes off the blast before turning around to block an incoming punch. The pair launch a flurry of blows that echo across the galaxy. They step back, panting heavily as they stare each other down.
Your long hair is gone. So, this is the limit of your power then.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
I've never had a fight that exciting before. You were magnificent. I'll never forget you, Goku. Not for as long as I live. Now, it's time to end this.
Damn it! No! Not like this! Come on, body! Work with me! I just need another push! As Beerus generates a massive sphere of energy, Goku charges his ki, searching deep inside to draw out whatever vestiges of strength he has left. Beerus flicks his finger, firing his enormous blast straight towards Earth. Goku stands before it, facing impossible odds as he always has. With his arms stretched out, ready to do everything he can to protect those who can't defend themselves. The sphere pushes against Goku, burning him to the touch. The pressure and pain he felt was overwhelming, and for a moment, Goku didn't think he would win. He apologized under his breath, begging forgiveness from his home world. He had done everything he could, yet it wasn't enough. As Goku closes his eyes, ready to embrace nothingness, he hears a voice. It was Chi-Chi calling out his name, followed by Gohan, Goten, and Videl. He hears Piccolo, then Krillin and Tien. Goku hears the voices of all his family and friends he's made over the course of his life. Many of them started off as mortal enemies, yet they were now cheering him on with all their hearts. Even his new Demon Realm friends, Neva, Pansy, and Glorio. They all believed in him to save the day once more. They believed in Son Goku. His heart beats faster and faster as he swears he hears the voice of his long-departed grandfather, Son Gohan. And then another voice, one he doesn't recognize. A bright light flashes in his mind. The spirit of the ancient Saiyan Yomoshi, a soul he had never met, separated over 1,000 years, urged him to not give up. Finally, a mighty roar of a towering monster reverberated across his mind. It was the mighty Ozaru. As the images of Goku's friends, the ancient spirit, and the great ape monster swirl and mix together, a revelation reveals itself. Even if the man was on the verge of conceding, the beast would never surrender until its final breath, and neither would the god. A roar erupts from out of Goku's mouth, pushing back the ki blast as Beerus looks on in shock. Goku's appearance changes as he taps into the final remnants of energy within himself, transforming into Super Saiyan 4. But it was more than that. As the scarlet glow of primal power enveloped Goku, something else was mixing within him. Beerus couldn't believe his eyes. That was God Ki! Goku was becoming something more than a mortal, more than a god. He wasn't either. He was both. Impossible! Is that a god? No, a monster. Or maybe he's both. Goku shouts out once more as his aura swells, his vermilion hair flowing in the vastness of the void. He lunges forward with his fist outstretched, pressing Beerus' key sphere even further. The blast moves further and further away from Earth as Beerus' eyes widen. He sees before him the ethereal glow of a Super Saiyan God, mixed together with the fury of a wrathful Super Saiyan 4. Goku's tail twitches wildly, shouting out once again as the phantom visage of an Ozaru appears before him. Beerus couldn't tell if this was another vision or his overimagination, but what he saw stirred something in his soul. He could finally remember now. This is what he saw in his dream. I see it now. There's no doubt about it. You're the Super Saiyan God. I'm putting everything I got into this move. Coming through. Throughout Earth, the roar of an Ozaru is heard as Goku finally pierces straight through the key sphere, dissipating it as he continues onward, punching Beerus right in the gut. The God of Destruction never expected a blow this powerful. He had severely underestimated his foe. For the first time in untold millennia, Beerus nearly blacks out as he holds on to Goku. It became a contest of strength as the two forces of nature pushed against each other. An unstoppable force versus an unmovable object. The moment seems to last forever as the pair yell at each other, their keys spiking wildly. Then, in another moment, it's over. Goku's power fades completely, snuffed out like a fledgling candle as he falls back to his base form. But rather than fall into the emptiness of space, Beerus continues holding on to him. Our hero had lost, but he impressed his foe beyond his wildest dreams. Whis appears before Beerus, asking him what they should do now. He looks at the man slumped against his arms as he smiles. Let's take him home, Whis. Of course, my lord. Back on Bulma's ship, the Z fighters struggle to figure out what happened to Goku as he suddenly appears slumped over with Beerus and Whis. They rush over to their savior as Beerus urges them to heal him as soon as possible. As Dende and Neva do their best to heal Goku, the god announces that he has changed his mind. Earth would be spared, all thanks to him, the Super Saiyan God. The Z fighters erupt in applause as it seems another celebration would break out. Beerus yawns as he asks Whis to take him home. This was too much excitement for one day. It was about time to take another much needed nap. Beerus looks over to Vegeta, who was being hugged by his wife. Hey, Prince! Yes, Lord Beerus! Take good care of Goku for me. No, Kakarot. When I wake up again, I look forward to fighting him. Do I make myself clear? Yes, of course, Lord Beerus. Also, you did pretty good as well, Vegeta. You know, for a mortal. Oh, if only you were a god. You could have the makings of a great rival yourself. Oh well. Whis, take me home at once. And don't forget to bring back some of that sushi. As the two godly beings depart, Goku wakes up once more. He apologizes to everyone for losing as he vows to continue training more than ever before. Next time, he'd make sure he'd be able to beat Beerus and anyone else that tries to threaten their home. He nods at Vegeta, who returns with a small smile. Just because he wasn't a god, it didn't mean that the prince would be left behind. In fact, he had a plan. One that would allow him to catch up to Goku and surpass him. After all, no one could master the power of the Ozaru more than the Prince of all Saiyans. As the day comes to a close, Pansy and Neva get ready to depart on their ship. But as Pansy yells out to Glorio to get on, the demon replies that he isn't leaving yet. No, he'd stay behind. If he wanted to get any stronger, then he needed to do it here. Pansy is quiet at first, asking if he's sure. The gunman nods, stating that he could not ignore his heart anymore. Without Orensu as a master anymore, there was no one left to give him orders. Ever since their adventure in the demon realm, he has struggled to figure out what to do with his life. But not anymore. He would strive to train harder and fight stronger opponents. He would find his own path to power, and he believes his answers could be found here on Earth. Pansy giggles, appreciating Glorio for being honest for once. Glorio sighs, but she says that she's glad he's figured out what he wants to do. She wishes him the best and to stay in touch with her communicators. No matter what happens, they'll always be friends. If he needs any help, then he should remember that the demon realm is always there for him. Neva nods along as well, wishing the young demon luck as he urges him to continue following his heart. The heart, after all, is our guiding key. Sure? Bye, Gramps. Take care. Pansy and Neva depart on their ship, ready to return home. For Glorio, he flies off to the lookout where he meets Dende, Popo, and Piccolo. The Kami and the attendant welcome him back to the heavenly realm as Piccolo looks over to his guest. He has a pretty good idea on why he's here. I'll warn you now, my training is unlike anything you've ever experienced before. I'll put you through trials worse than hell. Despite knowing that, do you still want to get stronger? Yes, more than anything. No matter what it takes. Please, teach me, Master! Very well. My name is Piccolo. I was once a guardian of this world, as well as its destroyer. I was a god, and a demon king. Now, I'm your teacher. You'll listen to everything I say. Got it? Yes, sir. Good. Now, let's get this training started. Please don't destroy the lookout. I just finished cleaning. As our heroes enter a new period of training and development, their futures look bright. After successfully defending themselves against the God of Destruction, it seems that there is no foe that can challenge them now. However, somewhere far, far away, a conspiracy begins to form. A plan is being put into motion that threatens to put the Earth and the whole universe in peril once more. A villain from the past would appear once again, stronger than ever before. And his allies were mobilizing, seeking to revive them from the grave, to return them to their throne, and rule once more. A menacing figure emerges from the darkness, stepping into the throne room of the first demon world. A crystal ball swirls in her hand as images of Beerus, Goku, Majin Buu, and finally, Deborah swirl within it, a sinister smile forming on her lips.
Don't worry, brother. We shall reclaim our legacy, no matter what it takes.
Hello everyone! My name is ProfessorChimp, back with another What If story. This has been Battle of Gods for What If Daima was canon to Dragon Ball Super. Thanks for watching. Now that the arc is over, we saw that there is another villain besides Sorbet out there who is eager to revive their old boss. But it's not simply a boss, but their older brother. That's right, the next arc of the series is Resurrection of D, the return of Dabura. I wonder how exactly this guy is going to become strong enough to mess with our heroes. Well, if this series gets over 2K likes, then I'll get back to work on this series as soon as possible. In the meantime, look forward to next week when the release of our next video drops. This will be the long-awaited sequel of a fan-favorite series, Zamasu in High School Part 2. This was a very special video that has plagued me for years, but after months of work, I'm excited to share with y'all what it has become. If you're impatient like me though, then it's already out for channel members and patrons over on Patreon. Come join for around $5 a month in order to get access to a lot of sweet perks. This includes early video releases, join our exclusive Discord server, and gain access to exclusive member-only audio what-ifs. I also want to thank everyone who helped bring this Daima series to life so far. First off, I want to thank Chris for editing these videos. He's done absolutely beautiful work on it, and it really shows. This series wouldn't have turned out nearly as well without him. I also wanted to thank every single artist who gave me permission to use their art and edits for this video. Thank you to Speed and Rogmane for their edits of Super Saiyan 3 and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Thank you to naironkr for their amazing Super Saiyan 4 Goku art, as well as El Desconocido and Salvamakoto for their beautiful Super Saiyan 4 Vegetas. Also, I'd like to thank MERIMO for his Super Saiyan 4 Goku pieces once again, like in the last part, as well as Rogmane for this edit of Super Saiyan 4 Goku as well. This video would not have been nearly as good without all of their efforts. That's it for now. If you want to support the channel, please like the video, subscribe, and share it with friends who like Dragon Ball. And if you want to go above and beyond, please consider joining the YouTube members page or Patreon for early releases and exclusive content. This has been Professor Chimp. Stay safe out there, and I hope to see you all next time.